Hello, I'm Toycat, and I hate planning. I mean, honestly, if you want to do a thing, it's so much easier to do the thing than to spend, hours and hours and hours planning how it's going to work. And so every single person I've spoken to when I say I'm going to go to a big mountain in Wales is like, oh, what are you going to do there? What's the plan? What's the this? What's the that? And my entire response each time has been, I don't know, man, let's work it out. And in case you're curious as to how I don't know, man, let's work it out goes for the tallest mountain in England and Wales, then I guess you'll find out in this video. So I've rented a car and I'm gonna drive to where I think Wales is. I want to say that's like northwest of London. Let's see where we end up. Northwest, right? Yep, northwest. It's good to check before you go. Stop 1, the Rotherhithe Tunnel. I do have to say, having driven in America where the roads are so wide, look at the width of this. I don't have any conception of what a car width is because I've been driving in the US too long. And it's very scary, and also the car keeps beeping, but things are fine otherwise. We don't need to know what's happening, we just need to know that we're going northwest. Okay, I've found my way on a motorway now. If you're the government, you would say that. Oh, that's a national speed limit sign, I can go 70 now. Oh yeah, this is my first time taking this car up to any speed. Oh yeah. Oh Christ, maybe too fast. I always have this fear of like, when you're overtaking traffic, you're probably doing something wrong. Maybe they know about a speed camera you don't, which is probably how the whole reason they use speed cameras. Anyway, fun. So it's not as common to see license plates from other countries as you might expect here in the UK, because they drive on other sides of the road. But here is a Belgian truck that for some reason has just attached a British license plate on a chain. I don't know if that's legal, but I find it funny. So I'm currently driving through what seems to be just a normal field, except if you look on the right there's a herd of deer. I feel like it's the American myth that you always... Oh look, one's looking at us. I feel like it's the American myth of hitting a deer while you're driving, but apparently it's not just exclusive to you guys. I want to drive over there so bad. Not to hit them, just to pet them. Okay, so a little bit of crazy stuff happened there. My first ever car breakdown in my life was in a rental car. It was very scary, all the lights went out. Didn't record it because I was busy fearing for my life. However, now in a different car. Look at it. It's like a car, but it's from a different brand. And now I'm back on the way to Wales, but delayed by about 5 hours. But again, you can't plan for a breakdown, so it was better that I didn't plan. And now we go on this road, vaguely west speaking, until we get there maybe. So I've made it across the Welsh border. In case you're curious as to how I can tell, it's because the signs say things like Arosid here long stay, Plas Nuid, and Corwen. Actually, that's a pretty normal name. Enjoying driving a manual for the first time in a while. It's going well. I'm very tired. Okay, I'm in the middle of nowhere, but I found a hotel. It's called the Gwesti Seren. The Gwesti Seren. I guess this is where we're staying. So this is the hotel room. It's a pretty weird one, as far as I'm concerned. First of all, there's this little cubby. Then you have to walk downstairs to the beds. And then this is the bedroom. But I guess that's what you get when you're in the middle of rural Wales on a mountain. Personally, I just am glad I'm here. And I'm going to get some sleep. Also look, because we're in Wales, everything it's in Welsh. No one here can understand this or speak it, but that's the beauty of the Welsh language, really. So as best I can tell so far on this drive, Wales is just uninterrupted scenery and 60-mile-per-hour roads, and the occasional village of about 15 people. And honestly, it's not bad. There's some pretty views. Man, it is so beautiful to the right, but I can't pay much attention because if you look at these roads, it's the type where there's blind bends, the road is barely wide enough for one car, and it's fun as an adventure. But it also means every time I want to look to the right and see the beauty, I'm You know what? It's going well. It's going well. Only 20 minutes from Snowdon now. Biggest mountain in England and Wales. This is such a scenic drive though, right? Like, look at this. Okay, I've made it to the mountain and I've started my hike from a major 60-mile-per-hour road, because the car park costs £10 up there, but you can park at the base of the road and you can walk up for free, like the genius financials that I am, the financial genius that I am. Looks pretty as heck though. Look at this. Gonna be up there later in the clouds, I hope. Not even finished going up the road yet, and there's already some mountain goats, which is incredibly adorable. Look at the way they're running. Have they really got that far ahead? Christ.
They're on a mission.
They are going places, isn't it? Oh.
It's wet, bruh.
Oh, that means we can get more water. We need.
We've got enough water.
Yeah, we do.
I'm standing on this nice dry rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand on this rock.
How are we going to get out that bit?
It's so incredibly wet. My shoes are damp and my feet are damp, but it's better than the alternative of being a lame nerd who looks up whether it's wet on Snowdon in wet February. And so I think it's going well. It's just so steep from here to there. I don't know how this even happens. By the way, there's a trail over there somewhere, but we didn't want to walk along the road, so we figured we'd cut across onto the trail, but we can't find it. We've just been walking on some stones for a while and getting very wet feet, but it's been worthwhile. Let's keep going. Yeah, it's steep, it's wet, and now there's a little river, but it feels very naturey. Look at that. That costs like 50p a bottle at a supermarket, but it's free right here. Okay, I've always wanted to do this, because apparently this is the freshest water in the world. Costs a lot of money to buy in a store, but you just grab your hand, and look how clear that shit is. It tastes like it's been in the freezer too long, but it is very fresh. Let's get a bottle of that, actually. See how spontaneous this is. Oh, that's so cool, that is. Free water! I think coming back onto the path after so long off of it makes you appreciate how much nicer it is when humans come through and they take some of the effort away for you. You know, do the pathfinding, etc. And it's a reminder, they're like, this isn't the default state of being. And they're like, order in the midst of chaos is a rare and beautiful thing that you can't hear because it's windy. But yeah, we're walking down an actual path and looking at all of these rocks that someone had to at some point put here, and then comparing that to the journey we just did, makes you realise that even the water infrastructure and the very pathway up this mountain itself had to be put there, and that honestly, it seems like it if you're surrounded in a city environment that like order is the natural state of being, but really, it's impressive whenever we do anything at all. When there's a tiny bit of not chaos, that's the impressive thing. I say as I go up an actual staircase in the mountains. So windy, I'm convinced you can't hear anything, but we're in a valley and all of a sudden everything has changed, which is actually pretty good. It's not just the same up a mountain that it looks like before. It's something different now. Okay, update, 3 hours in. Can now see snow and also what I assume is the peak behind the clouds. It's very, very, very scenic here. Even the path has gotten more interesting. And I think I'm actually gonna make it. What do you reckon, Matthew? We're gonna make it? Nah, he keeps coming for breaks. He can't make it. We'll see. We'll see. The trail has become, I guess, halfway between a river and a mountain. Very appealing. Something like halfway up now, I think, which is exciting. It's something like 3.5 hours in. I think I'm very close to the top. It is very scenic, but I'm very, very, very tired. But that's the fun. Let's see if we can make it. Let's keep on climbing. Just keep on climbing, even when it gets steep and wet and rocky. Okay, it's now at the stage where it's incredibly snowy and icy, and I see why other people have brought crampons with them. Yeah, I think that's the smart thing. I probably should not have the phone out, given the lack of security in my foot placements right now. But I think that's the peak. I think we can finally see it. I've made it to the top of some form of mountain. I don't think it's the right mountain, but there's a train track up here. Right? Is that a train track? There's no way that is. Oh, it is! Guys, why didn't we take the train? Okay, I'm working my way to the real peak now, but because it's inside of a cloud, it looks like we've turned the render distance down a bit too much, and it is horrifying to look over the edge. My god. Like, look at these icicles. This is a unique opinion I'm just drawing up on the spot, but look how weird they look. You can't really see it, but we're here. There's just one last staircase, and then that's the tallest point in England and Wales. Just have to not slip and die on the last little bit. Okay, joking aside, as you can see, I've officially made it, and for this brief second, I'm the highest person in England and Wales. Besides planes though, right? Like, well, and they're in England and Wales, you could argue.
The highest person that's on the ground.
That's not the ground. Accomplishment achieved. So now comes the fun part of the process, which is going right back down again. Whee! I'm sliding down on my arse because it's so steep. And you know what? Going down a mountain. But first! This is not what I imagined I'd be doing today. But welcome. No!